Good afternoon, YouTube. It's me, HTM Law, Harold Martin, HTM Law Comics. Um, Purpose of this video is I want to talk about auctions, online auctions with the comic community. Some of the things I've noticed, um, some things I'm good with, some things I'm not so good with, and just to kind of put it out there because I've participated in auctions on the panel, and I have bought from many people on the panel as well. Um, and I do this because I saw one last night. I was watching one last night, and quite a few things happened that I wasn't so great with. Um, Also, I went out into a couple of my LCSs and picked up some issues which I will put into lots for upcoming auctions, and some I'm just going to keep in my PC, and I'll show you those as well. But just to kind of talk about some auction things. For me, if I'm going to be on the panel of an auction and I'm going to have lots available, I'll have my lots planned out. I have between 5 and 10 lots that I've put together that I believe the people are interested in getting. I don't put together the Green Lantern lot. That's what I call it, which basically symbolizes any just thrown together bunch of books that I, as a collector, don't want in my collection anymore, that are filler, that aren't worth anything, that just I want to get out of my collection. I have 21 long boxes in my garage. I've got Captain Atom, I've got Hawk and Dove, I've got Justice League Europe, I have Justice League Quarterly, I have Eclipso, I have Strike Force Mortori, I have Checkmate. There are tons and tons of stories and runs that I have that I would love to auction off. I would love someone to take the entire 50 issues of Strike Force Mortori and I could auction them off for $1. And someone said, I'll take it for $10, take your entire run of Strike Force Mortori, put it in a box, and send it out. But the chances of that happening really are not good. Last night, an auctioneer put on, a Green Lantern lot, 5 issues. 2 of them, first appearance of Kilowog. When has Kilowog been important to anybody? So he had 5 issues, first two issues of first appearance of Kilowog, and I think he started off at $20. Not one bid, not one. It just sat and then went unclaimed because it's a Green Lantern lot. Green Lantern has not been relevant in a while. If you have Green Lantern that you want to sell, it needs to be either the drug issues or the ones where he teams up with Green Arrow that that have some importance in the Bronze Age. Other than that, for me, the first appearance of John Stewart, yes, I would like that, but not the first appearance of Kilowog. No one cares about Kilowog. That's like, why not just auction off the run of the Guy Gardner comic series? Why not? So that didn't happen. Also, the same guy put up a slab in a buy it now. No, actually, he put it up as an auction, and he started the auction the starting bid at $450 for a slab. And it was one of those things where, okay, fine. 3 places I look to when something comes up: Go Collect, Comics Price Guide, and eBay. Those are the 3 places I look to get some idea what an issue is worth that's up, and where it's priced, and how much I'm willing to spend to get it if I want the issue. He put this thing up, and it the best I could find on eBay was an issue sold about a year ago for like $200. And here's this guy who wants $450. No justification, none whatsoever. And clearly, he didn't get a bid. Didn't get a bid. Not one. So that went away. So it's a waste of time. These auctions, people spend, you can spend anywhere from 3 hours to 7 hours watching an auction. And for me to spend that kind of time watching an auction, I would like you to have decent books. I mean, decent books. So for me, if I'm on the auction panel, I have my lots planned out. Okay? I recognize people like Spider Man, Thor, Hulk, X-Men, and some other main titles. And that's what they want to buy. Give people what they want to buy. Instead of saying, okay, I've got this miscellaneous lot of Marvel stuff and do it. So the same guy put up this lot of like 18 Spider-Man Deadpool comics. A run of Spider-Man Deadpool comics. He called it Spider-Man Daredevil. So first problem is know what you're putting up. Okay? And then he goes, starting bid is going to be cover price $60. $60. Not one issue in that entire lot had any key significance whatsoever. But yet he wants to start at $60. He could have started at $5, and maybe he could have gotten $20 for that lot. But he starts at $60. So of course, no one bid. No one bid. So basically, on 3 lots that I remember, that's 30 minutes, 35 minutes of wasted time. Just wasted time. Because, he didn't read the audience. He didn't realize what he was putting up. And just a total misuse of time. But like I said, it's his time. He got on the panel. He can put up what he wants. His choice. Who knows? Someone might have come up and do it. Another one I saw was a guy put up this comic art. First had to buy it now at $250. Now it was from a Spider-Man issue. Problem was there wasn't a picture of Spider-Man on it. The whole page was some minor villain and some people, but not Peter Parker. No Spider-Man. So no one did the buy now. No one cared about the buy now. So then later he puts it up for auction. He says, look at the auction. $50 starting bid. It's sad. Okay? And then he said, look, if it had Spider-Man in it, I'd be charging a lot more money. Well, if it had Spider-Man in it, we'd gladly pay more money. We have no problem paying money if the content is good. So one person bid $50. And I instantly wrote in the chat, it's a pity bid. A pity bid. And the moderator goes, no, man, can't call it a pity bid. I'm like, look, if no one's bidding and you get one bid at starting bid, that's a pity bid. That's what it is. And it's sold at $50. Plus, of course, the shipping and all that stuff. But it just, I've seen other videos where other commentators rail against auctions because they have problems with the auctions. And this is one of the things that I see when I participate. So for me, it's I plan out my lots. I try to bring lots that are relevant, and I try to start them off at a price low. It's the risk I take as an auctioneer that hopefully the price will get up to where it's good for me. But if it doesn't, that's the risk I take of bringing my stuff to auction. Another person, and see, the thing is, when you get these auctions, you have 90 seconds. They start the clock. The guy starts the clock. I have 90 seconds to find the book, research the book, figure it out, and then decide how much I want to pay. That's where the starting bid becomes really important, because if the starting bid's too high, I'm not going to give myself time to figure this out. I mean, guy put this issue up that he said, from some foreign comic store, and I type in, what issue is it? And he says, it's homage to this issue and it's this issue. I couldn't find it. And I liked it. I liked the issue. I bought from the guy before. He has good books. He brings good books. but I couldn't find it. But the starting bid was $100. I can't do it. I can't do it if I don't have the time to get the research to find the book. I couldn't find the book. So on a 90-second timer, the book time's out. So I'm out. No one bid on the book. No one bid on the book at all. And I think that was one of the issues. I mean, every book I put up for auction, I found, on eBay, Go Collect, or Comic Price Guide. It's always somewhere there, and it's easy to get to and see. And then I started low enough to generate the interest. So, and so because everyone wants to have some idea that they can get it under market value, get it, cheap. Because again, that's the thing. Where you make your most money is when you buy it the cheapest. That's where you make your most money. Okay, not 9.8 sitting there. You can do that, but where you make the most money to acquire it is buying it is cheap. Buy low, sell high, and that's what the auctions do. So it's important to do that. And so after I bought a couple things and I was fine with it, but it's just one of those where you sit there and go, how much time is wasted? Another thing that gets me is that you get guys that they get their turns, they sit there and go, okay, what do I have? What do I have? Let me see what I got. I mean, seriously? Seriously? It took an hour to get back to you, or at least 30 minutes to get back to you. And you have no idea what I got. What do I got? Come back to me. I'm going to look for something. What were you doing all this time? Just sit there, I mean, again, I have my lots ready to go. Only thing I'm trying to figure out is what is the crowd interested in. I monitor the crowds, the chat room size. If we're over 120 people, then hey, I don't need a warm up round lot. Let's go straight into it. Because we got good enough people. Hopefully, it's something that they want and they like, and they'll respond. I don't want to do the warm up round. I don't want to sit around and wait. If I got my slab, I had one auction I had 3 slabs ready, 3 lots at the ready. It's just a matter of which one I decided to put up. So once it got to me, I said, okay, I know what to do this. Pulled it up, ready to go. I'm not trying to waste people's time. I'm not trying to be unprepared. I mean, to be a good auctioneer, you got to be prepared with your stuff. And when I'm going out and I'm looking for books, same thing. I'm looking to say, what does people like? What's hot now? What do people want to see? People want X-Men, Thor, Miles Morales, Turtles, some Transformers, Bronze Age, Silver Age. People want some of that stuff. They don't want Checkmate. I wish they would. I got a ton of Checkmate. I got it all. But they don't want it. So, so anyway, that's the thing. And if I get a chance to tell people, I mean, honestly, I'll sit and I'll watch and I take notes and I take notes of what is selling. And one auction I'm with, they do single books as their lots. So when I prepare to do that, I got single books ready to go. And another auction that does multi-book lots, but I don't do 30, 40 books because I like you to have 5 or 6. And if I have a chance to have the entire run of a story, like one of the things I'll end up doing is the Venom Lethal Protector series, 6-issue series. But most people put up the number issue 1 because it's the Lethal Protector. Now, of course, everyone knows the red one, but everyone wants the white one or the gold one or the black one. But those we'll never really see at an auction because they just aren't going to come up. But one of the things I plan on doing is I have the entire run, all 6. So when I'm in one of the next auctions I'm in, I'm going to put that entire run up so someone has each one. Same with the Infinity Gauntlet. I've got the entire 6-issue series. So I'll put that up, so someone can have the entire series. not just the first one, but have the whole thing, um, because that you don't see that often. Now, I will say that you know I lost my train of thought, but that's one of the things I plan on doing. I had an auction where I had a Killing Joke. Now everyone knows that is basically a one shot. That's billed as a one shot, Batman one shot. Very important key, Batman one shot. But there were two issues of Suicide Squad that were tie-ins to that story. And I didn't realize that until I'm out in my garage and I'm looking and I research it and I see, okay, these two are tie-ins. Never, never seen anyone talk about bring those books for a tie-in. So I put together a lot with a Killing Joke that was Slab 9/4, and the two tie-in issues. And I said, here are the two tie-in issues. Never saw it before. And the moderator's like, I didn't even know there was a tie-in. I know, neither did I. But here it is, a tie-in. So someone has the Killing Joke plus the two issues that tie in to it. And I think that is something that's I'm happy to do, because it brings a different part of collecting and auctions that is unique. Now, someone could also do it, and I'm sure people do. I'm not the only one that does it. But from what I've seen, not many do. So that's where we are. Also, while I'm talking, StarGirl, the CW series, done 6 episodes. I've watched each one. Really nice, really nice. If you haven't seen the latest one, skip beyond this for about 30-45 seconds because it's a spoiler. I like the way they did it because they suffered their first defeat. The main ones in the Justice Society stuff suffered their first defeat. And that is a dose of realism that I thought was very good for the story development. Because in the world of superheroes, you just want our superheroes to win all the time. They really do. But this is one of those first one out. They realize it's like, okay, way over your head. A couple of minor villains, not really big in the thing. A couple of minor villains who have really no superpowers at all. And you got your butt handed to you. You got your butt handed to you over and over. And it's a wake-up call. And I thought that was very well done. I've always had good things to say about this series, and I'll continue to say good things to say about it. It's really catching on well in the community. From what I'm hearing from other people, they're liking it, and that's a good thing. So hats off to DC and the CW. So again, I went out to one LCS that pretty much does back issues. And then I went out to the LCS that does all the current stuff. So, and usually I don't buy new stuff, but here we got this death metal. Got a death metal. And Batman, The Adventures Continues. This is the TV show, Batman, the animated series, in comic form, continuing on. This Thor, and of course Batman 93, because I wanted to see the continuing battle between Punchline and Harley Quinn. Another spoiler if you haven't read it, read it. But, because Joker Wars is coming up, I think things will be, not good. Now, so I went to the other one, and I found this Spawn Batman, written by Todd McFarlane and Frank Miller. Had no idea this would be available, and I got this for a steal. It's a direct edition. I was just so glad I came upon it, and very happy to get it. So it's a great issue in really good condition, as you can see. Probably it's a good high grade. I don't know if I'll send it off or not, but it's a good one to have. It's a really nice one. I went and got just quite a few back issues. So X-Men 268 with Captain America, Black Widow, and Wolverine. I've been missing this book for quite some time, and I just said I had to get it. So they had 3 copies, so I got 3 copies of that. I got this X-Men 234, 222, 212, 207, 205, 167, twice, 3 times. Then some McFarlane, Spider-Man 302. Now I got this one because first appearance of Spider-Man 2099. Had 2 copies of that. Spider-Man 289. This is a Hobgoblin issue. The third 268. And I got some good Bronze Age Thor. 227, 223, 221, and 220, and 218. So that's going to be a nice lot to put up. And then Amazing Spider-Man 258 in the newsstand and the direct edition. So it was funny because this has no UPC code and no stamp. So no UPC stamp and no barcode. But it's a direct edition. And it's the first time I've seen one like this. But got that, and also got a Miles Morales Funko Pop as well. So I'll put those together, a few of those together in a lot for auction as well. So that's it. Like I said, there's going to be a auction night. Manny and Chino, R&R Comics, Chino Comics and More has their auction tonight at 8. I will go and watch that. And also Friday. So shout out to them. Shout out to Kevin Anderson, Comic Book Flipping, John Boy, to the Savages, to Mr. Lett, to Roman. You know, there are back on the auction. There are quite a few auctioneers I buy from. A lot. Their books are good. They bring up good content, and it's a pleasure dealing with them. So I always do that. And there are some that I just look at and go, okay, I know you're gonna try to, unload a bunch of stuff. So it is what it is. But that's part of the game, part of the you just got to look out for it. So again, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you're new, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel as best I can, and I will see you soon. Take care now.